When British Columbia billionaire Weihong Liu publicly declared interest in acquiring Hudson's Bay stores, it wasn't just a retail story, it was a signal flare in an era where foreign investment increasingly doubles as geopolitical strategy. The Hudson's Bay Company, founded in 1670, remains an enduring symbol of Canadian heritage. While its commercial relevance has waned in recent years, its brand is deeply etched into the national identity. That's precisely why any potential acquisition, particularly by an investor with strong ties to the People's Republic of China, deserves thoughtful, measured scrutiny. Liu, a prominent figure in Vancouver's Chinese-Canadian business community, announced her interest in acquiring several Hudson's Bay stores on Chinese social media platform RedNote, expressing a desire to make the Bay great again. Though revitalizing a Canadian retail icon may seem commendable, the timing and context of this bid suggest a broader strategic positioning, one that aligns with the People's Republic of China's increasingly nuanced approach to economic diplomacy, especially in countries like Canada that sit at the crossroads of American and Chinese spheres of influence. This fits a familiar pattern. In recent years, we've seen examples of Chinese corporate involvement in Canadian cultural and commercial institutions, such as Huawei's past sponsorship of Hockey Night in Canada. Even as national security concerns were raised by allies and intelligence agencies, Huawei's logo remained a visible presence during one of the country's most cherished broadcasts. These engagements, though often framed as commercially justified, serve another purpose: to normalize Chinese brand and state-linked presence within the fabric of Canadian identity and daily life. What we may be witnessing is part of a broader PRC strategy to deepen economic and cultural ties with Canada at a time when US-China relations remain strained. As American tariffs on Canadian goods, particularly in aluminum, lumber, and dairy, have tested cross-border loyalties, Beijing has positioned itself as an alternative economic partner. Investments into cultural and heritage-linked assets like Hudson's Bay could be seen as a symbolic extension of this effort to draw Canada further into its orbit of influence, subtly decoupling the country from the gravitational pull of its traditional allies. From my perspective, as a professional with experience in threat finance, economic subversion, and political leveraging, this does not necessarily imply nefarious intent in each case. However, it does demand a conscious awareness of how soft power is exercised through commercial influence, particularly by state-aligned actors. As I continue my research in international business law, I see how investment vehicles, trade deals, and brand acquisitions can function as instruments of foreign policy, tools for shaping narratives, building alliances, and shifting influence over time. Canada must neither overreact nor overlook these developments. Open markets and cultural exchange are vital to our prosperity and pluralism, but so too is the responsibility to preserve our sovereignty, not only in the physical sense, but in the cultural and institutional dimensions that shape our national identity. Strategic investment review processes, cultural asset protections, and greater transparency around foreign corporate ownership can help strike this balance. We should be cautious not to allow historically Canadian institutions to become conduits, however unintentionally, for geopolitical leverage. In a world where power is increasingly exercised through influence rather than force, safeguarding our heritage means understanding who is buying and why.